Hello Yu-Gi-Oh fans, Matt Durant here, and welcome to another deck profile with, this time, Shaddolls Seraphs. This is based on Lithium 2300's build, due to the consistency, because I had issues with consistency too much, so I had to follow his build somewhat to make it work properly for me, and it now has, and then having the right tech for me to work around it. So yeah, this is Corrupt Seraph. So I hope you enjoy. This is the second time I'm filming this because the program cut out on me, which was very annoying. So I'm just going to go through this quickly this time because I'm really annoyed. My calls got better, by the way. So starting with BLS, easily summoned with the targets you got there, reusing those scepters and sovereigns that you got in the grave. 2 beasts, 2 dragon, 2 lizard, 2 hedgehog, and 2 falcon, which are all Shaddoll all Shaddol monsters. Had to check through Lithium's build to actually get the right consistency, because I had too many of this, or too many of this, and too little of this, and it wasn't working. Squad I've always had 2 out of. And this is actually the first build of a Shaddol deck I've actually used Hedgehog in, because originally in the other builds they were half Shaddol, half like Heraldic Beast, or half Familiar. So this is like first time I'm using Hedgehog in a proper set, and it's actually working very well. So yeah, that's the drawer, the MST, the Foolish Burial, the Fusion Searcher, and the Monster Reborn. Should actually call that Fusion Sage, to be honest. Yeah, that's just them, and that also adds monsters if they're sent through card effects. If that's sent through card effect, that's the MST. So they all have individual effects, but you should know them by now, since Shaddolls are Shaddolls. They've been around for ages. Okay, next on to the Seraph build part of it. The ones you really need to use are Scepter and Sovereign. I haven't seen anyone else use Scale, and that's justified by it being a super in the set. Scale's not as good by the looks of things. On top of your deck, I think that's horrible. When did you first time it's special summon from the hand? Each turn, though. That's not that bad on the second effect, but first effect not very good. So yeah, Scepter can bring out, and then Sovereign change to Scepter's effect. Sovereign then brings out one of your Sovereign. Jesus Christ! Scepter adds Sovereign, and chain a Sovereign in your hand. Don't summon Scepter when you have no Sovereigns, because that's useless, because you won't get the chaining that summons 2 more. And then that will gain 2 more draws through those 2 summonings, and then go into a rank 4 with 3 units. You can actually overlay 3 of these and then get all 3 of their effects. So the chain link 1 to 3 would be target 1 card and destroy and then draw a card, which would be. I've done it with 2 before. I've done it with 2 because sometimes you get lucky and you actually top deck another Scepter. But I haven't done it with 3 before. That'll be so fucking hilarious. But yeah. And then Sovereign is more or less the dead weight, what you'd use for Construct when you've used the Scepter. Although I do sometimes just use one of the Scepters out of the deck if I haven't gone through this play, because if I take too many Sovereigns out of the deck, then that's going to really fuck up everything. And then Free Mathematician, to send Lizard, to send Beast to get a draw, or to send Dragon to MST, or send Valco to Special Summon. That's why I'm not using Levalvar Chain in this. There's enough Foolish in the deck to get it all done. Next one, Reijeki, staple in my builds. Bottomless, staple in my builds. Ring of Destruction, I absolutely adore now. Compulsory Evacuation device, staple. Vanity, staple. Solemn, staple. I shouldn't need to go into these are all staples. And staple in this format, which is Mind Crush, which badly affects quite a lot of decks. Although Shaddolls won't be as badly affected, the Seraph part of it will if they get rid of the Sovereign. But you get rid of these, they can activate their effects. Then Shaddoll Fusion. It's the best fusion out of them all. Next Shaddoll fusion isn't as good. That's why I'm not running in this. Although I love the concept of it being a equip spell fusion card. So funny. The Shaddoll fusion, when they got Exceed monster or a Synchro monster that they got from their extra deck, or a fusion monster, you can fuse from your deck, which is just so good. So good. So good. This is probably the reason why the Shaddolls got so much hate in the OCG. RIP Construct. Then Foolish Burial to, well, just Foolish. Just sends probably a draw or an MST or Special Summon. I don't usually send those through Foolish or Mathematician, except to get a draw. Onto El Shaddoll Fusion, the other fusion that is awesome, which is quick play. The only snag with this, you can't. If you're running 3 of this, it's going to be too cloggy. You're running 1 of this, you won't get your fusion plays off too much. But running 2 is actually working very well for me. So 2 of those with the Shaddoll fusion complements very well, and I always alternate between the 2 to make sure I have them in play, usually in the graveyard or in the hand, so I can just alternate between them, get 2 fusion summons, or make sure I have one of these face down so I can fusion summon during my opponent's turn and then stop their plays with probably Winder. Book of Moon to protect against the Necros and stop the Daijin lock. Although Smashing Ground has been used, I'd rather have a Book of Moon that disrupts everything else. Mind Crush, staple from this format because loads of decks are getting hit by Mind Crush, so why not use it? Bottomless, Ring of Destruction, as I said, amazing. This works very well, and you can kill your opponent with it, so all the pluses. Shaddoll Core, which is to get the Shaddoll fusions out from the graveyard, mill it to, well, you can't mill it, you send it through Construct, which gets more fusion back from your grave. Vanity, which is now probably a staple, class and staple now, because you can run 1 of them, you can splash in anything. And then Fiendish Chain, to negate the opponent's monster effects, is the only thing that's really stopping things right now. Monster effects are too good in the game. Spells and traps have become second class to monster effects because they're so amazing at the present moment. Monster effects are like the new spells and traps, which sounds weird, but that's basically it. As I said, I've just put these in relation to Jar of Breed, MST, Foolish Burial, Fusion Sage, and Monster Reborn. Oh, I may have said that in the other video. But yeah, that's what they basically are now. And send Solemn Warning. Now onto the extra deck, we've got Shekinaga at 1. We don't need that many because we're only going to be doing it once. I like to have her as a defense if I know my opponent's going to be using Special Summon Monsters effects. Triple Construct, which is just amazing. Poor OCG, they have none, we have 3. Ha ha ha. Usually sending Sovereign if you've used the Star Seraph plays. If you've got one in your hand and you haven't done it yet, your plays, you'll send the second. Or if you've got none of them, I'd probably send a Scepter, just because then I have my things for later. Then Winder to fuck up everyone else's plays because they can't special summon that many times. Only once. Then to Synchro Realm, we got Leo to bring that Ruse Falco to bring 2 of those together, make Leo good non-tactical monster. Also Yazdi is another option, but I may switch that out for Amadeus. So yeah, there's those 2. They can't be targeted, no targets for them. Black Rose as a nuke and Goyo as a special summon from my opponent's graveyard. Hopefully going to go for a synchro play with that, or a fusion play. Then the typical Exceeds, which is 1/1 Castell Exton. And then for the Star Seraph engine, we've got Delteros, which can't be negated, and Ouroboros, which is surprisingly getting more surprisingly getting more liked now, especially with the Star Seraphs. You'll see more of these around. They went out of the frame for ages when we got better Exceeds, but now Ouroboros comes back. So I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. I'm doing some videos about them this week. Hopefully I'll be taking this to regionals. So yeah, thanks for watching. Mataran signing out.